Check this out. This bear was spotted yesterday morning on Mohawk Drive in Spokane Valley. We first brought you this as breaking news on Up with Krem. The bear has also been spotted in 2 other areas this week.
Yeah, wildlife officials say they expect there to be more reported sightings as of this morning. They're still searching for this little bear. And joining us this morning is Stacy Lehman from Washington Fish and Wildlife. Good morning, Stacy, and thank you for joining us.
We want to kick off this interview with what's the first thing people should do if they see a bear in a neighborhood or their home?
Absolutely. Great question. You want to start by giving it some space. Don't approach any wild animal, obviously, and then back up the way you came. Don't turn around, but back up, make eye contact with the animal, and give it space to leave. Bears are just like any other wild animal. They don't want to encounter us or get up close and personal any more than we want to get up close and personal to them. So generally, you back off, you give it some space, came back the way you went. That animal's going to go on its way and try to avoid any encounter with you if it can. Second thing you'll want to do is give the Department of Fish and Wildlife a call. Obviously, if you're out hiking somewhere and you encounter a wild animal, we're not really concerned about that. That's where animals are supposed to be. If it's in your neighborhood, it's probably a little too close for comfort, so you can call our office at 509-892-1001. And then a lot of people ask what happens if it's after hours, your office is closed, or if somebody's in immediate danger, they can call 911.
All right, well, great information there, Stacy. And the question I had about this one is, seeing a bear in a place like Spokane Valley in those neighborhoods, is that a rare thing for us?
Well, it's not really common, but if you look at the area where that was, it's between Dishman, Micah, and Pines Road and Highway 27. And if you look on a map, you can see the roads in that neighborhood, but then there's a lot of open space and treed areas. So it's not unusual for wildlife to be there. Most of the time we don't see animals. They're often there. We just don't know they're there. But living in an area like we do in the Northwest, which is kind of cool, because we do have wildlife like that. And we're lucky enough to have a river that goes right through our cities, and where there's rivers, there will be wildlife. Occasionally you hear about a moose on the South Hill or a cougar in a neighborhood, things like that. Yeah, too close for comfort, but it's something that's cool about living in our area. We do have wildlife. We just don't usually see them that close to our homes.
And if there is a bear in our area, what's the process Fish and Wildlife goes through when they do receive that call?
Yeah, we'll go out and investigate like we did yesterday. We had a couple officers and a staff member called a conflict specialist who works with homeowners or people in the public who'll go out and look around, see if they can find the bear. We did reach out to people yesterday who had reported it, did not find the animal, so it may have gone back the way it came. But then we'll also talk to people in the neighborhood about things you can do to prevent interaction with a bear. Things like put your garbage cans in your garage if you can. If you can't, try bungee cording down the lid. Put away things like if you feed your pets outside, after you do that, bring in the pet food or the bowls. Don't leave it out there all day. Once you know that there possibly are wild animals in your neighborhood or have been sighted, bring in your bird feeders even. Bears will take advantage of any kind of free food that they can get. And so if you don't leave any of that out, then they will move along. If there's nothing to keep them in the area, they'll move along. And then after that, we will kind of still monitor here and there and see if more calls come in. And that's kind of where we're at today. There haven't been any more sightings since yesterday afternoon that I've heard of. So we're just kind of, seeing what happens. But most of the time, animals will just do their thing and move out of an area.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Stacy, for joining us this morning. That's a lot of information, and I hope people were listening because it's all very good information, especially living here in the inland Northwest.
Yeah.